Good morning, traders. This is Wilkey with Startup Trading. It is Thursday, May 14th, 2020, 8:45 a.m. Looking back at yesterday, so on Tuesday we had the underwater close on all four indices, which is typically a bullish. It is a bullish pattern, but as you can see, it resolved bearishly, right? That's letting you know when the opposite of what should happen happens, right? That's confirming. The trend in the other favor, right? So this is just confirming the downtrend so far. So we'll see, and we've got some levels today that we can look at. So last night I shared with the people at Startup Trading and that have my subscription, the areas of interest I was watching overnight for both the ES and the NASDAQ. So basically, if you look at yesterday's distribution in the profile, you can see that at 27.97, we have basically where the lower end of this second distribution was, and at 28.18 quarter was the upper end of this distribution. And for the NASDAQ, it was basically 9,000 to 89.45 was this one. So the ledge, right, of trading was below 89.45, and that was slow term resistance basically down till 8,900. So you can see that, getting below 8,900, trap everyone that was long from yesterday is wrong. Below 27.97, basically everyone that was long from yesterday is wrong. So looking at the action so far, and all I did was threw some markers on there to watch. So you can see in the overnight action, this is where the overnight action started up, right? We got a little bit above that level, come back down, tested the bottom, tested the top, tested the bottom, tested the top. Couldn't pass over the top, broke down through the bottom, right? And now that should be resistance is 27.97 on any retest. We'll see. And you got value area low just at 80 or 28.01 half right above there. So we'll be watching that. So I would not expect us to be able to get out of the top of this box, even though this is in the middle of the distribution for the value area. If we get out of there, if you do get above the pivot point, which is 82.22 half later, that's going to trap a lot of shorts, right? So longs and shorts both piling in here, and then this was, from yesterday and overnight. And if I look at the overnight action, we have basically 460,000 contracts have traded in the overnight session. So there were a lot of traders in this distribution. So they've just stopped out the shorts. We've just come down to S1, which is the overnight low, right around this 27.76 half. So looking at all the indices, right, we can see they're all below yesterday's bell low, which is the green dashed line, except for the NASDAQ, right? It hasn't done that yet. And there's the band for the NASDAQ, and again, the one for the ES on the charts. I didn't do it for the Russell and the Dow. These are the ones that are most liquid, so I watch them primarily more, although I do follow the value areas for both the Russell and the Dow. So now that we've come down here, the VIX is also, going up to higher highs. So watch the VIX, the VIX, and also the futures, the /VX on the front month, and see if we get any signs of going. But if we don't turn around, I'm expecting somewhere around S2 today to trade, right? If 27.97 ends up being resistance now, I would expect us to get down to this 27.40 to 27.30 area, and we'll look at that on the longer term charts as we go through the setups. So looking at overnight, right, we can see that breakdown in the ES. We've been all over that. And then we can see basically you need to get back over at this point without going lower, which will probably make some more lows or additional lower low before the bell opens this morning. But right now it would be 28.01 and 28.07 will be the bust in the line there. So going up over the NASDAQ, same thing. Basically you're looking at 89.64 and 89.82 for that. Looking at the Russell, you're looking at 12.15.80 and 12.21.30 without another low being made. And as we look at the ES, right, we've screwed around here. We're coming in at 27.77, which is one of the areas of support, right, that held the floor in this back on basically May 3rd. And now, here we are 11 days later, back at it again. So this next distribution, what I'm looking for is basically 2751 to that 2732 right under there. So you got that 2740 level basically in between there on the floor trader pivot. So that should be the window that things get a little bit more dicey. If you look at below there at 2732, if you lose that level, basically, we've dipped under it and come back up on April 21st and April 22nd. But if you look, there's only 2 days of trading in here, and if you look at everything else past that, basically from April 12th to now, everything has been above that level. So lots of longs potentially trapped below that area, and this should be a much faster move down if this level is lost later in the week or early next week. So looking at the NASDAQ in the same way, basically we're holding this 2881. I'll zoom in a little bit. Holding this 2881 right now, yesterday and today so far. The next level I have down really, you might stop at 88, 38 to 88.10, but I'm really looking at that 87.86, and then below that I'm looking at basically 8700, 86.95, 86.98 is what I have marked here. Looking at the Russell, so we're already losing 1197.20. So see if we pop back above there. Could end up getting a retest down to yesterday's low, which would be more than likely, and that's going to be 1208.20. And then you're looking at, if that doesn't hold, the next stop on the bus is right around that 1167.30 level. Looking at the Dow, we've already lost this 23,075, right? That's what we come into yesterday. Got a little bit below it, bounced back up overnight, kind of flirted with it in the overnight action, fell below. I really have no significant support. One could make the argument that we might get a stop right around 22,680, but the real next stop on the bus I have is 22,325 for the Dow if it can't cross it and get back above this 23,075. So looking back at all the indexes, and really putting a wrap on this. So watch these other distributions that I've got marked off. I didn't mark them on the charts I shared, but I did share the levels in the same places, so you can mark them on there yourself. But basically, it's that distribution that we want to watch, and we want to see if we get back in it. This should be resistance, and you'll be able to tell how strong the down move is by what's going on, and also watch the VIX and the /VX, watch those for signs that it's changing directions. But at the present time, we have to assume this is going to be resistance, and we're looking at right around those S2s to trade. I hope this helps. If you like my technical analysis, please give this video a thumbs up. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.